Hi yogis, so good to have you here. Thank you for taking some time to browse my page and see what's going on this yoga channel. For those of us who haven't had the chance to meet here virtually or out in the real world, my name is Morgan Rodriguez. I'll be holding space for your practice today. So today's practice, you can expect a nice quick 30-minute stretch. Our asana will incorporate a lot of spacious movements around the low back, the hamstrings, and a little bit into the ankles and the calf muscles. So you can definitely expect a nice yummy stretch. If you have props in your home, it's always really nice just to use 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, we've had a lot of luck using other things, such as water bottles that you can bring underneath your hand to bring the ground up to you. We've also had a lot of luck with things like soup cans or really any kind of blunt object needed to bring the ground up to you. I'm also seated on a blanket, which is really nice for padding of the knees. So if you need to take a moment to go ahead and grab your props, go grab them real quick. And when you're ready, I'll just meet you right back here in the center of your practice space. I always like to begin my classes with just a little bit of breath, pranayama work, and meditation. So when you're all settled, when you're good to go ahead and take a comfortable seat in the center of your practice space. Switch out the cross of your legs, just so you're, playing with your patterns a little bit, staying balanced in the effort of your hip flexors. When you're ready to drop in, close your eyes or bring your gaze down the front line of your body. And begin to go spacious from the inside out. So think about lengthening the column of your spine, your back body. Take the folds out of the belly. Gently roll your shoulders up and back. Stay open across your chest. And then lower your chin just enough to open the back side of your neck. We'll start the practice with a very deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good, a few more like that. Deep breath in. Bigger. Fill your lungs up. Clear them out. Good. One more together. Take it in. Give it back. Nice job, yogis. Take a few more just like that at your own tempo. And really use this more vocal exhale as a vehicle to diminish distractions. There's always this part of ourselves in the mind that is keeping track, that is looking out constantly. It's the part of ourselves that usually has one foot in the past or the future, One of the many gifts of our yoga practice is its ability to teach us presence. As it feels appropriate for you, start to shift your breathing into a practice that is a little more subtle, a little more personal. You might continue to move the breath in and out of the mouth if that feels comfortable. And for those of us who are seeking a little bit more of a disciplined breath practice, seal your lips and start to move the air in and out of your nostrils instead. Ultimately creating the warm and tactile effect of Ujjayi Pranayama. in the spirit of learning presence, just acknowledge where your mind might be right now. If you might have one foot in the past or one foot in the future, just notice. Begin to call your mind closer to the sensation of your breathing here. The subtle rising and falling of your chest. The gentle expansion and contraction in your belly. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. How would you describe it? How many layers of sounds around you can you pick up on? In this moment, with sharp clarity and presence, please take a moment to set an intention for your practice. This can be a single word or phrase meant to guide the efforts on your yoga mat. Let this intention be simple. Let it be relevant to you. And when you feel dropped in, personally connected to your reason for being here and ready to move forward with this practice of yoga, simply join your palms at the center of your chest in Anjali Mudra, the yogic gesture of gratitude. Take your time. And once you've joined your hands at your heart, bow your chin towards the space, honoring and acknowledging your commitment to this practice. And towards the commitment, let's take a collective breath in. Out your mouth. Fill up. Louder. Inhale to sing one Om. Great job, yogis. All right, let's do it. Relax your hands down into your lap. Blink your eyes open. Let the light back in. We'll begin the practice in Balasana, Child's Pose today. So go ahead and make your way there. I always like to recommend a blanket underneath the knees, especially if you're practicing on a harder surface like I am. Not only is it nice to cushion the knees, but it ensures that we'll be doing yoga in 20, 30 years, taking care of our joints. So widen your knees, bring your big toes to touch, lean your hips all the way back, rest your third eye center or your chin on your mat. What I want you to do here is actively push your hands into your mat so you feel your sacrum, your low back start to fan out and broaden towards the heels. Deep breath in towards the back lungs. And a deep exhale. All right. From here, my friends, palm your hands off towards the top left corner of your mat. Go really wide here. And then relax your forehead back down on the earth. We're creating a crescent moon stretch, a nice side body stretch throughout the entire right side of the body. To get a little more juice out of this, if you like, you can push your hands down more and lean out towards the right lateral edge of your body. Isolate the feeling of just breathing into your right lung. Deep inhale. Out the mouth. Let's do one more for fun. Breathe in. And let go. Gorgeous. Walk your hands back through center and then deeply up towards the top right corner of your mat. Remember, you can go a little bigger here. Really reach yourself off of the mat. Press your hands down for a little more sensation and maybe lean out towards the left lateral edge of your body. Feel. Isolate your left lung. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, take it in. And clear it out. Nice job, my friends. Walk your hands back through center. Claw your fingertips into the rubber of your mat, and on your inhale breath, drag yourself forward to tabletop pose, all fours. In tabletop pose, go ahead and stack up your joints. Guide your shoulders over your wrist creases, hips over your knees. Tuck your toes under for just a little bit more space in your low back. Take a deep breath in right here. Exhale, cat pose. Round through your spine, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin kind of dramatically here. Get really round. Inhale, forward to cow pose. Drop your belly low, lift your chin up, open up through the throat. Exhale, curl your spine, hollow your belly. One more like that. Inhale, forward, cow pose. Exhale, tuck and curl into cat. Nice job. Take a few moments here to move through cat-cow at your own pace. And what I want you to do is really exaggerate these movements in your spine. So really lift your gaze, broaden your tailbone on the way up, and really curl through your back and hug your abdominals in on the way down. By exaggerating these movements, we ensure that we're utilizing the entire length of our spinal column. Once you feel that you've really worked cat-cow adequately in your body, I encourage you to start to move around a little more organically on the four corners of your mat. So tabletop is a nice place to find more side body stretches via these barrel rolls on the sides of the rib cage. If you like, you can find clarifying circles in your head and your neck. My personal favorite is actually turning my fingertips towards my knees for that added flush of my wrist creases and the tendons that run the length of the arm. This one's really nice if you've been doing a lot of computer work, typing, texting. This is also a really nice warm up and cool down stretch if you happen to be a rock climber. So just go ahead and take the next 3 rounds of breath here, top to bottom inhales and exhales. Any movements along the way, there's no wrong answers. Good. And just gradually bring yourself all the way back to a neutral spine and tabletop pose. That's where I'll meet you. Okay. When you get back into tabletop pose, keep your toes tucked under. Tuck your tailbone a little bit too, so you feel your pubic bone hug closer towards your belly button, your navel center. That way we're creating a shortening of the abdomen, but a broadening of the low back. Turn your hands on. Claw your fingertips. Gently pull your mat down the middle, broaden between the shoulder blades. Keep all of it. Deep breath in. Exhale, hover your knees a few inches off of your mat for bear's pose. A really nice and efficient way to not only strengthen the back, but also warm up the core. Keep tucking the tailbone, zip your abdominals in, soften your jawline, soften your face. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, stay for the inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Whew. So down dogs, take a moment, take what you need. This is a good place to bend one knee at a time to pedal out your heels. Create a little bit more space in the ankles and the calf muscles. If you like, you can turn your head deeply towards the left as far as it'll go, and then deeply towards the right as far as it'll go. Give yourself that full cleansing spiral in the back of your neck. Good. Big breath in right here. Big exhale. Nice job, yogis. Gaze forward towards your hands. Slowly tiptoe your feet all the way towards the top edge of your mat for Uttanasana. Very first forward fold. When you get here, heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips. Softly bend your knees and hinge deeper at your hip creases for forward fold. Grab some ragdoll arms, clasp hands to elbows. And just start to sway your whole upper body side to side here. If you're craving more in the front of your chest and your shoulders, carefully interlace your hands behind you at the base of your spine and let your arms start to float forward towards the top edge of your mat. I always like to say that Uttanasana, forward fold, really teaches us the fine line between surrender and effort. The more that we can consciously release physical effort, per se, in the back of the neck or even the jawline, the more we allow gravity to funnel through the tissues and facilitate the creation of a little bit more space, a little bit more openness. Wherever you might be, long inhale. Long exhale. Great work. Carefully release your fingertips all the way back down towards the ground. If you took your feet wide, heel toe them back in until they land right underneath your sits bones and your major joints stack up. Start to move around. On your inhale, drag your fingertips to your shins, press your spine forward, very first half lift. Exhale, forward fold, bow in. Twice more, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold deep. Last time, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, big fold, Uttanasana. Push your feet down a lot here, firm your legs. Inhale, circle sweep your arms all the way up to standing, reach up, rise up. Exhale, join your hands at your heart, Samastitihi. Inhale, sweep your arms up and open one more time. Exhale, swan dive, back down to your mat, fold forward. Change is coming, inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank pose, plant your palms, step your feet all the way to the back of your mat. Okay, so we've already practiced this abdominal integrity together. We did it with bear's pose, that little knee hover a few moments back. So find those same micro movements, little tuck of the tailbone. Bring your pubic bone closer towards your navel center, as if to hollow the front of your belly, to create this feeling as if you were a canoe that had just turned upside down in the water. Keep pushing your hands down deeply, broaden through your shoulder blades. Patient breath in. Breathe out. Stay for the inhale. Slow as you can. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Use your knees if you need to. I usually do. When you get here, keep your hands as they are. Untuck your toes. Walk your legs back a little bit to traction your lower spine. Really no weight in the hands yet. Inhale, baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Use the strength of your back body to lift your chest, gaze is down. And exhale, release. One more like that. Just a little bit of weight in the hands, lightly press down. Inhale, drag your ribcage forward on the way up, just as a snake slithers. Exhale, release. Last one, this time tent your fingertips off the sides of your mat. Make sure your elbows are poking straight up. Deep inhale, press down, rise up, King Cobra pose. But on the exhale, drag your ribcage forward all the way down, rib by rib to the tip of your chin. From here, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under. On your inhale, push back up through tabletop pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job, yogis. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold the breath out, gaze forward in between your hands. Step your left foot in between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. Come up on the fingertips of your hands. If you have blocks, this is a nice place to bring them, just to give yourself a little bit more of a lift off your front thigh. Okay, so I love teaching this part. In your lunge, gaze forward a few inches, as if you were about to sprint or spring. So we have this sense of aliveness, of Shakti, primitive energy in the back. I want you to keep it. Breathe in right here. Exhale, curl through your spine, straighten your front leg, lean back. Hamstring stretch. If you want a little more here, curl your front toes off the ground, dig your heel into the mat. This will get you a little deeper into the back side of your kneecap for a greater hamstring stretch. So let's just pulse through that with the breath twice more. Inhale, ripple forward to the lunge. Exhale, curl your spine, lean back. One more, inhale, lunge for it. Exhale, lean back. Here's a change. Inhale, come back into the lunge. Exhale, step your back foot in just enough for pyramid pose legs. So both feet are completely touching the ground here. This is where blocks are really nice. They give you a little bit more of a lift away from the earth. Keep your spine parallel to the ground and lightly track your left hip back a little bit to keep your pelvis square. If you're feeling pressure in either kneecap, bend the knees a little bit. It's never any use to try and push past the messages that your body is giving you. So if you're feeling tense, bend the joints a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, round forward, curl towards your left knee. Good. So what we were saying in Uttanasana just a moment before, really let go through the weight of the head here so your gaze is behind you rather than straight down. If you're craving a little bit more here, you can opt for a very traditional Janu Shirshasana variation. That looks like bending your front knee enough to touch your nose or your forehead towards your kneecap. That's the first stop. If you want a little bit more, take it slow. Gently press your forehead back into your knee.
to softly straighten your front leg. You're really deeply hinged forward and compressing it through the throat, the thyroid. So this one takes a lot of trust, a lot of self-trust. Wherever you might be. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. Slowly, carefully bring yourself all the way back to the halfway lift position. Give yourself a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Next exhale, sweep your left arm all the way up towards the sky for a pyramid pose twist. I want to offer a couple of options here. Keeping your right hand directly underneath the right shoulder, as mine is more of a spacious twist and actually gives you a little bit more room to rotate in the rib cage and the chest. Really nice if you're just wanting to wring out in the upper body and the back. For something a little different, if you like, you can take this hand, bring it to the outside, the pinkiest side of your foot, and find the twist. This is a little more narrow in the spine, ultimately targeting a greater stretch right here. In the IT band, the outer glute, really different, but either way, super satisfying. So find your option here, whatever feels best. Make sure both feet are totally plastered to the ground here. Find your strong foundation. Cherry on top, turn your gaze up towards the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Gorgeous yogis, place both hands back on the ground or blocks. Step to the top of your mat, forward fold, match your feet, keep your feet the distance of your hips. Inhale, half lift one time, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sit back and sit deep. Here, use the strength of your quads to deepen your seat and get really earthy through the back, hips, and the tailbone. Parallel your arms to the ground, reach forward, gaze straight down. Find the opposing movements here of reaching forward and reaching backwards through your tailbone. Breathe in. Exhale, swim your arms out to the sides for airplane. Drag your fingertips through the air. One more. Inhale, reach forward. Big exhale, airplane. Here's a change. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, cactus, your arms open. Inhale, straighten again. Exhale, fold forward, come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose, plant your palms, step your feet all the way back. Okay, so here, really claw your fingertips into the ground to feel the suctioning of your palms. We call that the Hasta Bandha, the hand lock. Keep it. Zip your guts in. From your tippy toes, inhale, push forward a few inches. Exhale, bend your elbows back. Lower down a little less than halfway for your very first Chaturanga Dandasana. Untuck your toes. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big exhale. Gaze forward between your hands. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Consider using blocks. Find that nice Shakti feeling in the spine. Lively energy. More of a lifting through the back body. Less weight on the front thigh. We'll flow through this side. Breathe in. Exhale, curl your spine, lean back. Remember, if you like, you can curl your toes off the ground here. Really flex them for added sensation. Twice more with the breath. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, lean back. Last time, inhale, lunge, go for it. Exhale, round through your spine, straighten both legs. Here's that change. Inhale, lunge, last time. Exhale, step your back foot in enough for pyramid pose. So for pyramid pose, our feet are in separate tracks. They're not on a tightrope. You want them wide enough to honor the natural width of your pelvis. So feel free to find that for yourself until you can comfortably draw your right hip back to square the hip creases. Softly bend your front knee, right? Listen to your edges, breathe in. Exhale, hinge forward at your waistline. Come down to your personal edge. Your body will tell you. Our bodies always tell us what they need. And many of us are so out of the practice of really hearing and listening. So let this be a moment to listen deep and find your personal edge today. If you'd like that Janu Shirsha variation, bend your front knee enough. to touch your nose or your forehead. Really tuck your chin here. This might be where you stay. Remember, if you like, gently press your your forehead back into your knee. Big forward fold, big hip stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gorgeous friends. Slowly come back into a halfway lift position, hands on blocks or the ground. Inhale, halfway lift your spine. Exhale, reach your right arm up for the twist on this side. Remember, for more of an upper body twist, keep your hand on the big toe edge of your foot. For something more targeted in the outer hips, bring your hand to the pinky side of your front foot. Whew. And really hug your outer hips into each other as a vice to isolate this twist, this spiral from the low back all the way to the base of the skull. Maybe turn your gaze up. Breathe in and breathe out. Gorgeous. Forward fold, hands down. Step your feet to the top of your mat. Almost there, yogis. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose with Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sit deep. Exhale, airplane your arms. Really swim out to the sides. Shoot some fire through your hands here. Use them. Inhale, reach forward to chair pose one more time. Exhale, airplane arms. Throw it behind you. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Bull post your elbows. Hug your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach, straighten. Bow to the exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift one time. Exhale, plank pose, plant your palms, step your feet all the way back. Okay, planks. Last vinyasa flow of choice. Take a cobra or a chaturanga, or skip this if you don't need it, and come right back to downward facing dog. Nice job, my friends. Breathe in right here. Breathe out. Bottom of your next breath, gaze forward. Walk or take a little hop through to a seated position. Doesn't have to be graceful. Mine rarely is. Okay, so scoot your props to the side. We're done with them for now. What I want you to do here is scooch closer towards the top edge of your mat so you've got enough room to recline. But lift your hips up and back a little bit so you're in this seated position with an open chest, a long spine without too much effort. Once you have that feeling in your body, reach your arms forward, palms in. Retract your shoulder blades, lengthen your spine, hug your belly in. Breathe in. Slow as you can, exhale. Lower yourself all the way back, one vertebra at a time. And don't be afraid of the tremble or the shake here. That's your core literally getting stronger and learning to support your physical practice. Nice job. When you reach the earth, place one hand right on your navel center, the other one in the heart space right over the sternum. Close down your eyes. And really feel your breath. Notice how asana shifts our entire relationship with breath. Take a moment to remember the intention that you originally set. Take a moment to appreciate your action of showing up for yourself and your wellness. And a moment just to appreciate the work that you've done. One more breath in. One more exhale. All right, my friends, relax your hands down by your sides, bend your knees. From here, cross your right thigh all the way over the left as if you were doing a single eagle wrap. And when you have that, scoot your hips over to the right, a few inches, enough to tuck your pelvis underneath, and then tip your knees over towards the left for a supine twist. Good. Opportunity to feel that full cleansing spiral through the back of your neck. You can turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Use your low belly strength to safely bring you all the way back to center. Uncross your legs, and then do the opposite side. Level your hips. Wrap your left thigh all the way over the right. Scoot your hips to the left. Tuck your pelvis underneath. Tip your knees over towards the right. And if it feels safe in your neck, try not to force it, but if you like, you can turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Use your core to bring you all the way back to center. Uncross your legs, level your hips. From here, bring your knees into your chest. Widen your knees. Reach for the throat of your big toes with your peace fingers for Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. From here, gently roll around side to side. Think about swirling and massaging through your low back, your sacrum, that broad bone at the base of your spine. If you'd like, you can softly straighten one leg at a time here, perhaps both simultaneously, if that feels okay. At this time, if there are any other final movements, any other final postures or preparations that you need to feel fully satisfied in your yoga practice, please take those now. And as you feel ready, start to ease your way into your final resting pose. This is where I'll leave you, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful, restful Shavasana. Join my hands at my heart. Aho Mitakuyasen. I bow forward to each of you in gratitude. Thank you.